All right, Rick, well, a new poll is raising new questions about President Obama's bid for re-election in 2012. According to Gallup, more than a third of Americans don't think the president shares their belief that the U.S. has a unique character that makes it the greatest country in the world. In fact, 37% says that he does. And if you break it down even further, you'll take a look and see that 38% of independents, a key group of voters, by the way, feel that that way as well. So will this be a factor 2 years when voters head to the polls again? Pat Caddell, former pollster for President Jimmy Carter, joins us now. And hello, sir. How are you?
You good? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, first of all, what do you think would make some Americans doubt that the president does view the U.S. as exceptional? What would change that view, and what are the political implications for the president?
Well, I think that the implications could be very serious. It comes partly the president has made it clear that he may be the first American president ever not to be in the traditional line of an American exceptionalist. When he was in Europe, his famous quote that we are exceptional the way the British feel they are, or the Greeks feel they are, or whatever, did not go over very well. And he has gone out of his way. Let me finish. He's gone out of his way to push this idea that we're just one of many. Now, but the problem with this is, and so are people in his administration, the problem is this is a fundamental belief. The importance of these poll results cannot be underestimated. The average for the three other presidents, Reagan, Clinton, and George W. Bush, they averaged 72% saying they were American exceptionalists, 17 not. There's a 41% margin difference between the way Americans feel about Democratic and Republican other presidents and this one. It goes to the question of a lot of people have of exactly what his priorities are.
And some people would say, well, maybe this is all about diplomacy. What do you say to that, Pat?
I don't think it has anything to do with diplomacy. The question has to do whether you believe that America is a unique and exceptional country and has an important, a unique and special role in the world. And people are saying, you know, we've got almost 4 out of 10 Americans saying, I don't think the President of the United States believes what we fundamentally believe.
Then I wonder why he would even run for office then.
Well, he runs for, well, he's running for office because he's a very powerful man and he believes in what he believes. The problem is he is the president, and a lot of Democrats as well as independents and Republicans worry about this problem, that the administration is too far out on its views and the way it approaches issues. This is a symbol, this is this problem, this attitude. It's not a voting issue, it's something that forms more important attitudes. And it could be, this signal from Gallup is a real one. Now, Newt Gingrich has already signaled he believes that the issue the Republicans should base their candidacies on. And, you know, and we'll see what happens with it. But it's a questioning. It's fundamental, and I think it's why you get people saying they don't know what his religious views are.
Well, let's stay on point here. I know you mentioned some of the numbers in terms of some of the former presidents, and those numbers were quite favorable. So I just wonder, is it fair to perhaps compare the legacy of a sitting president with the former presidents whose complete history is in the books?
Well, no, this is about fundamental attitudes. Do people believe that his philosophy that he brings to office is one of American exceptionalism? That has nothing to do with what his record is. It has nothing to do with issues. It has to do with his perspective and how his judgment of governance is formed. This doubt is the kind of serious thing that we people who do, as I used to for a living.
You were a former pollster for Jimmy Carter, President Carter, yes.
And for many Democrats,
so Pat,
I'm telling you, it's the kind of attitude that would worry you.
When you're talking about that attitude, so-called, of the president, I'd love to interview the president, asking this myself, his take on this. What do you think it would take for people to change their view of what they believe the president's perception is?
Well, you know what I think would help? It would help if he did not give speeches, as he did twice last month, twice before the election, in which he gives speech saying, you know, misquoting the Declaration of Independence about, and leaving out questions about, you know, whether or not we have our rights granted by, you know, the endowed by our Creator. I mean, in the text as well. He does things that raise questions about whether he believes in fundamental American attitudes. So the question is, he needs to address that.
All right.
He needs to speak to that.
Well, Pat Caddell, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. We do have to run, but we'll pick up on that subject, I'm sure, another time. Thank you.